Bragmen, the first book introduced in One Piece and one of the books the people of Ohara died to protect, is a collection of journals from various explorers about their tales traveling through the Grand Line, the most prominent of them being Louis Arnault, with his sections of the book being the only ones revealed in the story so far. It's a common misconception that he's the sole author, but we can find out the truth by going through the SBS page dedicated to Bragmen, a book that is read all around the world now as a tome of adventures on the Grand Line, eyewitness tales about the unbelievable islands, people, and happenings in this mysterious sea, related by fearless explorers, also outlandish and bizarre to normal readers around the world, that they were collected in a book of tall tales and given this humiliating title. If this book only exists today because the brave scholars of Ohara gave their lives to protect it 20 years ago, it fills your heart with something warm. So are these Bragmen truly just liars? With Oda giving us his thoughts on the matter, we've gotten to know this book a bit better. But to dig deeper, we have to go through its appearances in the manga, of which it's had 3. Little Garden and Ohara in specific can give us valuable information on when Bragmen was published, with its first passage narrated in the story.
To its inhabitants, the island truly is a little garden. Therefore, let us call it Little Garden, the land of giants.
With Dory and Brogy only arriving on the island about 100 years ago, the book couldn't have been published before that, and with its earliest appearance in the story being at Ohara 22 years ago, we've got our time frame for when it was published, that being 100 to 22 years ago. We could even get a tighter time frame if we consider the SBS suggesting that Bragmen only became famous after Ohara, but with my inability to speak Japanese and the different translations available, let's just keep it simple for now. But what we know for a fact is that in the time frame Bragmen has been out for, it's become one of the most well-known books in the world, with Nami immediately thinking of it when arriving on Little Garden, and even owning a copy on the Mary. Bragmen is also a favorite outside of the manga, with an official One Piece gym named after it, and its numerous appearances in outside material, such as Ace's novels, with the book mentioned multiple times due to being Masked Deuce's favorite. But back to the manga. We've yet to go over the most important part of any book, its content. With it being a collection of so-called fables, due to how unbelievable the stories within it are to a populace that never leave the island they're born on, and the title branded on it to be fit for publication, deeming it full of lies, plus being labeled a fiction romance to discredit it. A common aspect to the literature of the world, but that's a topic for another time. With the book being filled with the more outlandish elements of One Piece, it's no wonder the only 2 passages revealed in the story so far are both connected to the giants, which introduced the first really fantastical island in One Piece. Little Garden, with a prehistoric jungle filled with dinosaurs housing giants, it's the perfect introduction for Bragmen. And with a second passage from the book appearing recently over 1,000 chapters after its first, along with the destination of dreams, the real land of giants Elbaf, let's see how Louis Arnault describes this island of adventure.
It is a sight of such enormity that it stuns all visitors. Most fail to find words that adequately describe its immense grandeur. They call it the Kingdom of Warland. It resides on the massive Isle of Elbaf, hence its more common moniker, Elbaf, the land of giants. From the mighty trees to the gentle flowers, from sea to sky to land, all life on this particular island is so huge, it takes one's breath away. To those who seek adventure, I concede it would be a great shame to turn away from this marvelous land. However, if nothing else, I implore you to keep this one piece of advice in the back of your mind. Should you venture out and arrive on Elbaf's vast and marvelous soil, heed my simple warning. If I could only write one thing about this enticing nation, it would be this: do not linger there for too long.